Hi, Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And if you saw my previous video, you know that I used the new BRUSHO colors to create the backgrounds to make these cards. So now that we have done that, let me show you what we have. We have this wonderful background that I have teamed up with the 5.5 and 4 1/4 white cardstock, real red at 5 1/4 by 4, and then this is our watercolor paper that we cut at 5 3 3/4. Then we have this wonderful stencil background that we created, and I've paired this up with real red and with our with a yellow. It could either be so saffron, but any yellow will do to pull out the yellow in this background. And lastly, this wonderful background that we created using the reverse embossing technique with our BRUSHO watercolor crystals. And I'm using the wonderful, oh gosh, this name escapes me, what this color is. It'll come to me in a moment. And then a wonderful teal color here. So now that we have our backgrounds are dry and we've paired them up with our base and a layering piece, we're going to go ahead and put our cards together. Now, if you'll notice in these cards, we are also going to need the framelets that are available in the Celebrations brochure for a $100 purchase. You get these free. These are the Celebrate You framelets, and let me show you what you get with that. You get these 3 framelets. One of them cuts out Amazing, which we're going to cut out right here. The other one cuts out Celebrate, which is what we're going to cut out here. And then you have this beautiful block U that we're going to cut out. And we're going to put on both of these cards. So you need to have the Celebrate You Thinlits. You need to have the Party Panda stamp set that again is from Celebrations. This is free with a $50 order. And you're going to need the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. What I did with the multi-purpose adhesive sheets is that I am going to cut out these thinlits out of red, black, and I'll come up with that name in a minute. And I went ahead and I stuck the sheet on the back of a piece of cardstock because I'm going to use my Big Shot to cut those out. I've cut it out in the back out of this color, our real red, and then you can see I've already used a black. So this is what I would use for my U, and then here's just simply another piece showing how I used to cut them out. And I have a piece of white because I'm going to do a kind of a shadow effect with our Celebrate on one of our cards. Stamped my Party Pandas on Whisper White cardstock, and I used the archival black ink. I found that that really gave you a nice dark contrast between the black and the white. I wasn't as happy with the Memento ink. It was a little less crisp. So I would recommend using the archival black ink to print out or to stamp out rather your Party Pandas. I then fussy cut each one of them so that I could put them on my cards. So I'm going to go ahead and set them aside while we cut out all the pieces and parts that we're going to need for our separate cards. So the first piece I'm going to need is I'm going to use the real red cardstock, and I'm going to use my Big Shot. Open that up, and I'm using on my Big Shot I'm using my magnetic plate and I'm using a base plate. And here is my real red cardstock with the multi-purpose adhesive sheet on the back. And I'm going to cut out the Amazing. So I'm just going to simply put that there, cover it up, and we're going to cut this out. And just go through a couple of times. And that went all the way through. You can see it went all the way through. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside over here. And the next one I'm going to use is the Celebrate. Now, okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're done with our big shot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this aside. I'm done with my framelits. I can pop out that and just line my framelits up on a little piece of magnetic sheet I have here. And put those aside. And I have my pandas. I've already stamped those. So now let's go ahead and start to put our cards together. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to use is I'm going to use my tear tape to adhere my watercolor paper to my card, primarily because this particular, this watercolor paper is very heavy, and I know that if I use my tear tape, I'm going to get a very good, it's going to stick on my card. It won't fall apart or come off. Okay, so I have all my pieces lined up here. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to match up our, this is going to go like this, and we're going to put this little guy here. All right, this one's going to go like this. We put it this way. Rocky, excuse me, Rocky's destroying my studio. And then we're going to put this one, it's going to be this. So we're going to have we're going to have amazing. And what's happening here is it's kind of coming off the sticky. This is the sticky piece. Okay, and I just need to poke this piece out here. I have a pug. I don't know if you could hear him. Rocky is exploring my my craft room, and he likes to grab paper out of my trash can and chew on it. Okay, so this one is going to go right here, and it's going to say amazing, and I want to kind of put it right there. There we go, amazing. And we're going to put amazing you, and that sticks perfectly there. And we're going to peel this piece off here. See how easy that is? We're going to put that right there, and we're going to put our little panda, and I'm going to use some dimensionals on my panda. I'm just going to put that right there. And I want my little panda to go right between my bubbles here. So that's where my panda is going to go. And then I'm going to put this right here. There you go. Now, what I need to do with my pandas is I want to color my balloon and my hat. I'm going to use my Stampin' blends. So you can tell that this is a good color, as well as I think I'm just going to use yellow. And over here I'm going to use just I'm actually going to use just a real red. There we go. This is my light cherry cobbler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in here so you can see this and how I'm going to color them. There you go. He looks really good. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the light yellow. I'm going to do his balloon. And I'm going to take the dark yellow. And this is light cherry cobbler. And then I'm going to take light yellow here. Rocky, you're being very difficult. Oh, Rocky, you were being so difficult today. I don't know why you were being so difficult. Okay, do you see how I kind of created that neat effect, layering the yellow on top of the light yellow and the dark yellow with my cherry cobbler, and I got that really neat effect. That's going to look very nice here on top of my card. Now there is a marker called a color lifter. I'm going to use it right here because I want to get this. I want to see if I can get this color off. And I'm going to put some right here. It comes off on my thing. I'm just trying to. What I might do here is I just might trim that pretty much closer there. Okay. And I have Celebrate You. We're going to pop this guy up over here. Okay, so there are our cards. So there you go. This is all I have to do is put them on my background, which I'm going to use some more tear tape and do that. But here you can see these wonderful cards that we made with our BRUSHO backgrounds, our little bear party panda, and we even used our stamping blends. So hope this really kind of got you excited about using BRUSHO and the great products that are with celebrations. This is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection. Happy stamping.